Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So I was going to do a quick video because I get asked a lot when you're doing a project that calls for chaining a long chain and then slip stitching into your first chain, how to keep the chain from twisting. Well, I can show you how I do it. I don't know if it's the correct way, but it always works for me. So you say you have a long chain, however many that you're supposed to do. What I always do is I start off and I hold it tight right here. Make sure the front of your chain is facing you. Follow it down like this. Don't let it twist in your fingers. Make sure the front is always facing you. And then you can move your thumb down again. Hold it tight here, making sure the front is always facing you. Keep doing this until you get to your last stitch. Then when you get to your last stitch, the chain is not twisted because you made sure that the front was always facing you. Slip stitch into the front of your loop. Like that. And go ahead and chain one. So the chain is not twisted now because you made sure the front always faced you, and then you slip stitched into the front of your chain. Now to keep it from twisting while you're working with it, say we're going to do single crochets. I would always start by single crocheting through those both loops that I just slip stitched into. Now what you want to do to make sure it doesn't twist while you're working with it is always single crochet into the front side of the chain. Never let it twist around to the back and start working on the back. Just consistently single crochet through the front side of your chain, and it will never be twisted when you get to the end. See how I keep going through the front of my chain? Front is still facing me. A lot of times what happens, I think, when people start working, you see the chain starts twisting up on them, and then they accidentally start going to the back side of the chain. You got to make sure, even when the chain starts to twist it back around and continue to go through the front of your chain. Because once it gets twisted and you start working through the back, it'll be all messed up when you get back around to the beginning. Just consistently go through the front. As you work though, your chain probably will start to twist around. Just always keep twisting it back to where you're always going through the front of the chain. I'm just going to keep working in the front here. Each stitch is going in the front of my chain till you get back to the beginning. Just like that. And when you make it back around, your chain is not twisted. You can go ahead and end with the slip stitch into your first single crochet or double or whatever you're doing. And that's it. Your chain will never twist on you if you follow those steps right there. That's how you do it. So remember, when you're making your chain, just go over one more time. Because once you get this down, you'll never ever have a twisting chain again. However long your chain needs to be. Doesn't, whatever the pattern calls for. 50, 80, 30 stitches, whatever. Always hold it right here. Make sure the front is facing you. Follow it down. Don't let it twist while you're following it down. See how the front's still facing me? Do this all the way down until you get to your last stitch. And make sure you slip stitch into that last stitch front of the chain facing you. Don't let it twist to the back side. Like that. And then you would chain 1. Say you're going to do doubles this time, so you chain 3 or whatever for would be a double crochet. And always, then you would just make sure you're always consistently double crocheting or single or whatever the pattern calls for through the front of your chain, not the back. It doesn't matter if you go through 1 loop or if you go through 2. Either or, it's going to be the same. But make sure if you are working and you start going through 1 loop, make sure you go through 1 loop the whole time. If you start going through 2 loops, make sure you go through 2 loops both times. But make sure you're always going through the front of the chain. Never let it twist on you. Once it twists around on you, like see it's going to start twisting on me, twist it back. Because once I start going messing up and I do a double crochet, even 1 double crochet on the back side of the chain, my whole chain is going to be messed up when I get back around to the beginning, which is really frustrating, especially when you're starting with a big chain. Say you're starting with a big chain of 80 or 100 and you get all the way around and you realize your chain flipped on you one time and it don't work out. It's really frustrating. So always go through the front of your chain. Don't let it twist. You'll never ever have, if you do it this way, you'll never have a twisted chain. Ever. This is the way I've always done it. See how the chain is starting to twist on me? If it helps, you can flip your work like that. Now you're you see the front of your chain? Kind of working on the outside of your work, but you're still working in the front of your chain. The chain is not facing backwards. That's it. Once you get it down, I promise, never again will you have a twisted chain when you get back to the beginning. I think this is the easiest way to do it. Easiest way that I've found. I mean, I don't know. This is the only way I've really ever done it. This is how I got taught. So, just like that. Slip stitch into your beginning chain 3 or whatever stitch you're doing. No twisted chain. Look at that. On either one. Oh, I pulled some of my stitches out on that one. But no twisted chain. That's it. It's actually really easy. Just always make sure you're consistent going through the front of the chain. So that's it. I hope that helps some people out. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you try it and it works, or I hope you were able to follow along okay. So until next time, have a good day.